Hello Stampin' Friends, this is Trina Brower here with a video on a card that I made during the CardPlay class that I did a couple of weeks ago. I showed you this card and said that I'd do a quick video just quickly showing you how I made the card, and I used the Dress to Impress stamp set. I used the Hello Fabulous Life is Short by the Shoes, the little shoe die, and the two flowers. And of course this has the coordinating dies with it so that I can make that. And let's kind of get started here. First of all, I did use for my designer series paper here, it was called Delicate Desert. And this is some of the paper that I had to choose from. This is really pretty stuff. I love it. Let's see, let's look at this one. That's a great color. Here's that, this side with this. And then we have this, that side. And then just still have one little piece of this. And then we're using that one right there for on our card. So let me gather this up real quick, get it out of the way. And we're ready to start on the card. Of course I'm using Pale Papaya to match the designer series paper that I used. And of course I started with an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock scored at 4 1/4. I then took my piece of designer series paper and it's at 4 by 5 1/4 is what it's cut at. Let me go ahead and adhere that real quick. And then we'll get looking at the dies that I used to cut those rectangles and the spotted, whatever you would call that. I guess it's just a spotted rectangle. Anyways, what it is the, I believe it's called the detailed, everyday detail dies. And these are the ones that I used from that for the squares. This one right here is the 3 that I used. Now these two are very easy to see how they work. Now this one, when you cut it out, you of course are going to end up with this, which is, you know, perfect. But the outside of it, if I can find one here, is this. This is what you end up with. So talk about a great way to just cut this down, and then I've got another frame. In fact, I did that with this one here. So it's nice to be able to get double duty out of that. And that is the detailed, everyday detailed dies. And these are the other coordinating dies that go with that go with those squares. Then I used the Unbounded Love. Here we go, the dies for that. And these two dies came from that Unbounded Love set. So let me kind of set this out of the way and let's get started with the fun stuff. First of all, we're going to take my, oops, wrong one here. We're going to take the big one here, and I'm going to go ahead and just adhere that. Nothing fancy, just kind of put it in a little bit in the middle here, wherever I want it. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then the next one goes on top of that. Oh, still got a little thing they didn't get punched out on that little hole. Let me go ahead and punch that out and get it out of the way. Otherwise that would have bugged me. Okay, this goes on next. And we'll get that lined up pretty quickly here. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's do some stamping because I need to stamp the Hello Fabulous there. And I'm going to use Smoky Slate to stamp. I didn't want it quite so dark. I wanted to use something a little less. Let me see. I should probably put this on first. That would be the best idea, probably. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me find my little thing here. I'm going to go ahead and use my glue, my fine tip glue here, get it going. And that'll be the easiest way to hook this onto my scallop oval there. Don't need too much, just enough to be able to hold it. My problem is I get anxious and don't leave the glue set for long enough. And I'm just gonna do this and then get it on there somewhere. It looks pretty good. The best thing with the glue is too, if I don't get it exactly where I want it the first time around, I can move it easily. Okay, just need to give it a good push. Make sure, give it a second here to set. And that looks pretty good. I think that'll hold pretty well. Move that out of the way. Let me pull back in. Anytime, of course, I'm using some type of photopolymer stamp, I like to have a little bit of cushion under it, so I do have our paper piercing mat. So let me grab my Hello Fabulous, ink it up here, and we're just gonna make sure it does well. Like the way it looks. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Let me press that out. Ooh, I didn't do a very good job, did I? I could try and line it back up here again. Let's see if I can even come close. If not, you know what I'll be doing? I'll have another one here. I may, yeah, that's gonna bug me. So luckily, I usually cut out a couple extras because I know during the video, I'm always gonna mess up. There's always gonna be something that I'm gonna mess up. So let's see how this one does. Oh, this one I need to do some punching out. Get some of those little things that just stuck in there. They go through the die really easy. That's not a problem. It's just sometimes they get left in the little holes. Let's see if I can get that. And I love my little the old piercing tool from Stampin' Up. Of course, we don't have that one anymore. You have to do the multi-purpose like tool with it. Here we go. And one more. There, I think I got most of those out. Okay, gonna try this again. Still have a few that wanted to stick in there. Okay. Whoops, there went my tool. Okay. Once again, get some glue on here. See if I can't do a better thing of stamping on this next one. Sorry that I'm taking my time to redo this for you, but heck, that's what happens when I do this for real. It doesn't always turn out exactly like I want it to. And we all know that. Normally you can just flip it over, and since our basic white is great as far as stamping on, you can usually just flip it over and do it the back side. But since I want my little holes to be this way, once again, that one little guy does not want to stay out of there. Come on. Pick him off the back side. That's the problem. There we go. Okay, try this again. Get it down there where I want it. Whoops. Let's move that up just a tiny bit. There we go. That looks good. That looks about where I want it. Give it a good push. See if I can't stamp better this time. Once I get this glued down. We're going to try this again. Of course, the one my test one was perfect. Let's try this again. See if I can't do it right this time. Ah, perfect this time, of course. And there we go. I'll put that over here to the side. While I'm stamping some stuff, let's go ahead and let me stamp in the, what did I say, smoky slate. Let me stamp my little inside thing while I'm thinking about it. Life is short, buy the shoes. Line that one up. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, got that done. I'm gonna set this over to the side before I make another mess. Throw that up here. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and use dimensionals on that because I want to pop it up just a little bit. Get those off. this back down into the screen so you can see what I'm doing, although you don't really need to see me putting on dimensionals. Okay, that looks good, about right there. Looks like I have it centered pretty well. Looks good. Okay, now we're going to add the fun part. I have already gone ahead and stamped and cut out my two little shoes here. So I'm going to add them using dimensionals again. I think I'm going to use my mini dimensionals on it. They're going to work a little bit better, I think, to hold those shoes in place. And the same with this one. Put one there, maybe one more, right about here. Okay, take off my backings on it. Let's put this guy about right like that. That looks pretty good. And let's again pull this down where you can see it. And then this guy, about like that. Cute. Now I've also done the same with the flowers. And I use the blends to do these, and I'll be showing you that because on the inside we're just going to be stamping these flowers and not die cutting them out like I have on the front. So you'll see how I use my blends to kind of color those in. And let's start with this guy first, I think. And the card that I took the sample off of, she used Unbounded Love, and it was a very pretty card with a lot of flowers. I just get tired of all the flowers, so I thought this was a little bit different. Still had the flowers, but at least I felt like I'd done something a little bit more with it than what was usual. Okay, that's cute. I'm going to go ahead and add my bling right now. This is from the 24-25 annual catalog. It's called Basic Gray and Smoky Slate Pearls. So I'm going to add a couple of those. I guess it really doesn't matter which ones I use. I'm going to put one down there and then one more right here. And there's the front of my cover. That looks, or the front of my card. That looks really cute. Okay, for the inside, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down. Once again, using my Stickum to do that. I've got another little one that wants to stay in. Get it out. Okay, I'm going to put it kind of pretty much right about in the middle there. Okay, there we go. And going to add Life is Short by the Shoes, which will be my motto from now on. That's for sure. Okay. And then, sorry, my hands are in the way. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp, though, the shoes and the flowers on the inside of my card just to add a little bit more. Let's stick it right here. Once again, I think I will do that. I better double check my stamping since the last time I didn't do that good of a job. Oops. You know what I'm going to use instead, since I'm going to be using my blends, I am going to use my Memento Black instead of the smoky slate. So let's see. Yeah, that'll work. I think I'm going to do it, oh, maybe this way. I think I like that way. Give that there. Okay, and then I got to have a shoe. And once again, using my Memento Black and kind of just lining it up just about right there. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and move this stuff out of the way too before I stick my fingers in it, which we all know we have done before. And now I'm going to use my blends and color that in real quickly. So I'm using the Granite Gray Dark and Light, the dark of the Pale Papaya, and I think this is the, I don't know which, oh, it's the light of the Mossy Meadow. So it's nothing real fancy. Let me first of all take my dark gray granite. Here we go. And I'm going to just color the inside here of the shoe. And of course the heel. Gotta have to have that be a little bit darker. And I am gonna, usually I wait to do this a little bit when I'm adding some darker so that it blends a little bit better, but I'm not gonna worry about it on this. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take my pale papaya here, and I'm just gonna go around the edge of my shoe a little bit, just so I can pull in that color, that pale papaya color a little bit, but I don't want it to be so noticeable like that it's like the entire shoe. So I'm just going to go around the outline there, and I'll take care of the flower. Well, go ahead and do some of it now. Of course, I got to have the center, maybe a little bit on some of these outside flowers just to add some of the color there. And then I'm going to take my light gray and kind of color in my shoe and blend that a little bit more in. Just give it a little bit of oomph, but I just didn't want it to be a total pale papaya on the shoe. That's cute. And then of course I'll kind of do the same on my flower, just kind of coloring in with more of the gray. If I think I need to add more of the pale papaya here in a bit, I can. It's the one good thing about our blends. I do like our blends. I just wish that I could get them individually, because it seems like out here in Arizona, I end up with the paler, lighter colors drying out on me, and then that means I have to buy a whole new set, and that doesn't always work for me. I think that's pretty cute. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, and now I need the Mossy Meadow for just my leaves, and then we'll be done. Cute card. I think it turned out good. I loved using my dress to impress, something different. And then this just needs to get attached. Move everything out of the way. I'm not going to pop it up or anything. I am just going to use my regular mono adhesive. This is going to go on the inside. And this, of course, white, basic white, was cut at 4 by 5 1/4 to fit my card. And there we go. So there's our card. Quick and easy. Cute. Loved using the new stamp set. And, well, rather an old stamp set, using it in a new way. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another video later using some more of those cards I did with the CardPlay class from a couple of weeks ago. Thanks for watching. Keep stamping and scrapping. Bye-bye.